Good evening, Illiana families. Thank you for tuning in again. This is the third segment of the Illiana Awards Assembly. My name is Mr. Boonstra. I'm the principal at Illiana Christian High School, and I am introducing us into tonight's segment. Tonight we will be giving out academic and service awards. I'm going to jump right in. It is my privilege to begin this evening at the top, you might say. These are the two students who have attained the highest grade point average of the entire senior class. That would be the valedictorian and the salutatorian. It's not just about being smart, it's about a diligent devotion to learning on top of being smart. These are students who earned A's in everything. These are students who could consistently be counted on to perform at the highest level and to do so in all academic and non-academic subject areas. Our valedictorian this year with a GPA of 4.43 is Kayla Sylvester. Kayla did very well as a student. She is immediately followed by our salutatorian, who also has a stellar GPA. She too was able to come through again and again. Consistently, her GPA was 4.42. That congratulations and award goes to Olivia DeYoung. So Kayla Sylvester is our valedictorian and Olivia DeYoung is our salutatorian. Congratulations to both of them on that tremendous accomplishment. I also get to do the Illiana Service Award. This is an award given to the student that exemplifies Illiana's commitment to service. Our motto as a school is challenge to serve, and this student is someone who has the heart of a servant. The Illiana Service Award goes to Sydney DeVries. Sydney is kind and compassionate to everyone she encounters. She dedicates her time to her family, to her church, to her school. She has been a servant leader in student council, in the drama department, on the Spire staff, and in the senior class generally. Congratulations and thank you to Sydney DeVries. The next award that we're in line for this evening is the Illiana Citizenship Award. It is not much different, quite frankly, from the Service Award. The recipient of the Citizenship Award has shown a little more in the building of the community of Illiana, while still being deeply committed to service to others as a way of life. This year's Illiana Citizenship Award winner is Taylor Bennis. Taylor strives to do her best always, cares deeply, especially when others are hurting, and stands for justice in our community. Congratulations on the Illiana Citizenship Award to Taylor Bennis. The third award I get to present this evening is the Principal's Leadership Award. It's going to a student who has already distinguished herself as a representative of academic excellence. That's our valedictorian, Kayla Sylvester. In addition to her leadership in academics, she has also contributed to school life in band and athletics and drama, and is active in her church as well. Congratulations, Principal's Leadership Award recipient, Kayla Sylvester. Illiana has several named scholarships, often established in memory of someone who served Illiana in some way in the past. The next several presentations will be from representatives of those scholarships. Unlike the previous awards, which were long on honor, these next recipients actually get a little financial support along with the honor. These scholarships will then also be followed by the Spire Award.
This year's winner of the Jim Huizinga Memorial Scholarship is Greg Lystra. When my brother Jim, a graduate of Illiana in 1980, was killed in a tragic trucking accident, his family established a scholarship in his name that would benefit a student who will be continuing their education in the technical or trade industry. Candidates are asked to write how their life demonstrates Christian service in their church, community, and here at Illiana. Greg has been involved in the drama productions at Illiana as part of the tech team and construction team all 4 years and says this has been a great experience. He also helped chapel committee, praise crowd, and several teachers with tech setup. One of his teachers described him as someone who was always willing to help and do whatever was needed. He was also a part of the hydroponics club and helped with planting in the retention ponds here at Illiana. He has applied to the apprenticeship program for carpentry or will continue his education this fall by enrolling in a building construction technology program. Congratulations, Greg.
Hi, everybody. We miss you guys terribly, and we love you dearly, and you're in our prayers. The Kathy Beasold Peerable Memorial Scholarship is given to a senior who is interested in a career in healthcare. And this year's recipient, I'm very excited to say, is Sydney DeVries. The memorial was started by my family in memory of my sister Kathy, who went to Illiana. She played volleyball and basketball and softball. She was in band. She wrote poetry. She did fine arts. She got straight A's. She was on student council. She was a volunteer tutor. And she was homecoming queen. And thankfully, I'm her older sister and didn't have to follow in those footsteps. After Illiana, Kathy got married, graduated college, went on to get her master's, and worked in cardiac rehab, fulfilling her God-given desire to help people. If you met Kathy, you would remember her goofy sense of humor, her humility, her genuine love of people and horses and puppies, her committed and obvious walk with the Lord, and the ability she had of making you feel like you were the most important person she ever had the pleasure of knowing. So that's who this award is in honor of. And let's talk about Sydney a little bit. At a young age, Sydney felt God was leading her down a path of helping people heal. The thought of becoming a nurse was instilled in her years ago when her aunt passed away suddenly. Later, the compassion and love shown by nurses she met when her cousin was ill confirmed in her heart that nursing is where God is calling her to serve. She later plans to become a nurse practitioner. Sydney has been blessed with many gifts and talents, which she has used in her church, playing the piano, helping with VBS, rebuilding houses in Texas, and hosting community dinners, to name a few. She has volunteered at soup kitchens, Phil's Friends, and Lowry Children's Hospital. Here at Illiana, she's played volleyball, is co-president of Student Council, co-editor of The Spire, a member of Chamber Singers, has sung in fine arts, is a camp counselor for Viking Academy, and on the flag corps team. She attended Close Up and 4 March for Life trips. You may know her best for her 8 productions on stage and off stage in the drama department, and her current reign as Miss Illiana. Teachers say she always does her best academically and in the way she treats others. Congratulations, Sydney.
Hi, my name is Ann Devore. I am here today to award the Joshua Daniel Devore Memorial Scholarship. My son Josh graduated from Illiana in 2008 and attended Purdue University in West Lafayette, majoring in mechanical engineering. He had a passion for learning and enjoyed photography, computers, programming, and volleyball. Josh's friends considered him a trusted confidant. They described him as their moral compass and salt and light to those around him. In September 2011, Josh was killed in a small plane crash along with his college friend. This scholarship was established in memory of Josh and is awarded each year to an Illiana senior that has displayed a Christ-like attitude towards learning and towards others. Someone who has been diligent in developing their God-given talents and has specific plans to pursue continued education in engineering, technology, or photography. I am happy to award this year's Joshua Daniel Devore Memorial Scholarship to Zach Rosendahl. Zach has been active in Illiana's STEM program and served for a year and a half as an assistant to Mr. Vermeulen. He has also helped with cleaning Illiana's ponds and planting plants in and around those ponds. One of Zach's teachers says he loves Zach's quiet enthusiasm and describes him as kind to others, willing to work as a team, and positive every day. Also, Zach has competed on Illiana's soccer and wrestling teams for all 4 years. One of his coaches describes him as disciplined with a servant's heart. Zach has also been active in his church's cadet program and youth group and helps run the projection and video equipment for his church services. In his community, Zach has assisted with a local soccer league for 4 to 9-year-olds and assisted in a soccer league for special needs kids. He has also served his elderly neighbors with doing some of their yard work and snow removal. This fall, Zach plans to attend Calvin University, majoring in mechanical engineering with a minor in electrical engineering. Congratulations, Zach.
I'll be awarding the Richard Vandenberg Scholarship. The Richard Vandenberg Scholarship was established by Rich and Nancy Vandenberg, parents of Rick Vandenberg. Rick attended Iliena for 2 years before a third fatal attempt at a kidney transplant ended his life in 1993. During Rick's time at Iliena, he was diligent in his studies, and he displayed a Christ-like attitude in his work on the drama crews. The 2 scholarship winners, like Rick, excel in extracurricular activities and use their gifts and talents for the Lord. They also, luckily for me, have alliterations for names. The first scholarship goes to Gabby Goodfellow. From her generous gabbing in class to graciously giving gaggles of students grace in group work, this girl ran the gamut of activities at Illiana. She reached glory on the soccer grounds and guided thespians and groundlings for a gratuitous amount of drama productions. She also graced our ears with glorious notes in band, pep band, and marching band. Outside of the Illiana galaxy, she gained game-changing experiences, such as being a counselor in training for Giggling Gems at our church, and is hopefully gallivanting off to Guatemala to share God's glory this year. After graduation, she plans to give her gifts to Bethel University for nursing and a minor in Spanish. Therefore, it is simply grand to give this scholarship to Gabby Goodfellow. Our second scholarship receiver is Daniel Desbremis. He can only be described as a dream to teach. Nothing dampens his desire to help those around him. He definitely has a daunting list of duties both in school and outside of it, but it is his faith that defines him and his determination to display that faith. Day after day, this young man has selfishly helped when others have decided to desist. Teachers know that they can rely on him in their dens of learning. Coaches search him out on the court and track, and students are encouraged by him whatever he does. He is determined to attend Olivet Nazarene next year to study education in order to teach and coach as well as throw discus. Illiana will miss him dearly. The final Richard Vandenberg Scholarship goes to Daniel.
Good evening. I'm Tina Whitfleet, and I'm here to present 2 students with the Luke Whitfleet Memorial Scholarship in memory of my son. This scholarship is awarded to students who have overcome great hardships in their lives. Luke passed away on May 18, 2001, 2 weeks before graduation, after a 10-month battle with cancer. But in those 10 months, he lived his life on his terms. He loved life, his family, and his friends. He never questioned God's plans for his life. His faith grew every day, and he lived those last few months with grace, dignity, and a strong faith. The first scholarship goes to Amara Uday. She began to struggle with mental health in her junior year. After a time of not understanding what was going on with her and trying to keep a smile on her face at all times, she finally confided in a teacher, and she got the help that she needed. She still struggles, but is learning to deal with things in a healthy manner. She does not like to share her feelings, but she feels it's important to share this with others so that they are encouraged and may get help also. It took very much courage for her to speak at chapel, but later she realized what a difference she made in some people's lives. She said God had given her the means to help someone else. Her story has given hope to others and hopefully pushes the stigma of mental health issues away. She's been active in her church with little ones and in fundraising. She volunteers at an animal shelter to help re-socialize animals with people. She works hard at school, being a part of chapel and Impact Club, and she advocates for students during difficult times. She makes Iliena a better place, a teacher said of her. She plans to do something in the medical field, or maybe a child psychiatrist or a pediatrician. I want to thank her for her courage to share her story. That is a very difficult thing to do. But God has already used you, Amara, and he will continue to do so. Congratulations, Amara. The second scholarship goes to Valentina Lopes. She came a long way to be at Iliena. She lived in Bolivia, and when she was 12, her father passed away tragically in an accident. Her mom did not want to live there without her father, so 6 days later, they moved to Brazil. Her mom had to work 2 jobs to support her and her sister. She had to work hard at home, doing many chores and caring for her sister. And when she had to attend school, she didn't even know how to speak Portuguese. After a year, her uncle asked them to move to the U.S. They came here knowing no English, having no friends, and her mom working so hard again. But she said that they found their place here, and she says she's been blessed to have amazing people in her life. She has become stronger in her faith because of all she's been through. She has volunteered at her church's day camp working with young children. She helped make promotional videos for her neighborhood and helped raise money for needy students. She plans on attending Grand Valley State University to major in social work or advertising and public relations. I just want to congratulate Valentina and both of these girls and say that I will be praying for you, and you are very brave girls, and I believe that God will continue to use those. So congratulations.
I'm proud to present the 2020 Vernon J. Borman Memorial Scholarship to Olivia Tambrini. But isn't Olivia a junior, not a senior, you may ask? Indeed, she is. But this scholarship was established in my dad's name after he passed away to go toward a junior student's Illiana tuition for his or her senior year to encourage continued involvement in extracurricular activities, especially drama and music. You see, my dad thought that students should get involved in and throw themselves enthusiastically into all that Illiana has to offer, both in academics and activities, especially drama and music. My dad also knew the sacrifice that paying Christian school tuition involved. There were 6 of us kids, and he realized that diligent classwork and extracurricular involvement often meant that a student didn't have a paying job during the school year. This year's recipient of this award works hard in her classes, but not just with the goal of getting a good grade. She asks great questions in class and after class that show she has a desire to learn, even keeping an eye out for news reports and current events and her own life experiences that connect with class discussions. Even while working hard individually on homework and studying, Olivia helps her classmates in a humble manner. That cooperative and hard-working attitude extends outside of the classroom as well. Olivia is very involved in drama, doing excellent work on stage, but also contributing to the great atmosphere and community of the drama department in general as leader by example. She is also in a cappella choir and chamber singers, as well as being a member of the yearbook staff and helping with praise crowd. This past year, she was instrumental in starting Illiana's Yana, You Are Not Alone meetings, a student-led group to inform fellow students about mental illnesses. Olivia has been delightful to work with. She always goes the extra mile, and that's another way that this student displays a strong desire to serve God in the way she lives. So for all this junior has already contributed to Illiana, and as an encouragement for her to keep doing those things next year, this year's Vernon J. Borman Memorial Scholarship goes to Olivia Tambrini.
The 2019-2020 Spire is dedicated to Mr. Roseboom, who is a Christ-like example both in the classroom and on the courts.
The Spire staff has chosen to dedicate this yearbook to the only teacher known to everyone by his nickname.
Through his many years here at Iliena, he has impacted so many lives.
A colleague of his remarked he displays a Christ-like example by his deliberate selection of devotionals and his leadership in calling the team to prayer before and after games. It isn't just the fact that he prays for his team. What's more is what he says in those prayers. As the varsity boys basketball coach, he has taught that if a team is going to work together, they need to pray together.
Another added, he is always ready to listen, and after listening, he is always willing to help out wherever and however is needed. This teacher's attention and service go beyond the classroom when he talks with his coworkers.
This teacher is very thoughtful to his colleagues, a peacemaker and kind-hearted, said another teacher.
He has also been known as a jokester around the school. A former colleague of his said his wacky sense of humor is something I've missed. She recalls that after his Achilles surgery a few years ago, when he would recklessly wheel around school on his knee scooter. It was funny until he fell off, she added.
Not long ago, at one of our famous dodgeball tournaments, this staff member was adamant that his players not get hurt while playing dodgeball because they had to stay healthy in order to play basketball. Another remembered, well, he wasn't such a good example because he ended up diving for a ball and cut his chin open. Funny story, yes, but also says a lot about his competitive spirit.
A physical education teacher who was also on the same dodgeball team that night added, the scar on his chin will forever be a reminder of his committed effort that night.
This teacher is known for a bow tie to go along with his jokes. While Mr. Velman may have the best tie collection, this teacher has the best bow tie collection. Last year's Spire Award winner, Mrs. Drost, a history teacher at Illiana, affirmed this. He wears the best bow ties, and he uses that as a way to have fun with and unite the guys on the basketball team.
A colleague added, you never know what suit or bow tie he will wear next.
When asked why he deserves this award, someone responded, teaching is more than just a job for him. He genuinely loves all of his students. He doesn't just teach his students about sports, he teaches them how to live in grace and walk in love. As a coach, he is able to remain calm, cool, and collected through it all. Only somebody who is close to Jesus will be able to show that much grace. I saw a coach who was proud of his guys and loved them so much. He helped them grow as student athletes and as Christ followers.
His passion to bring all students together is evident in all he does. Another comment about him was added that while winning is always more fun than losing, the lessons that can be learned from playing sports are important as well, and he never fails to emphasize that. His humility and service in his teaching is shown every single day that he is at Illiana. Another teacher confirms, Mr. Roseboom is a Christ-like example because he teaches and plays his sports with great integrity and compassion. He recognizes that not all students are athletes, but he always stresses that all students are made in the image of God and therefore need to be treated as such. Thank you, Mr. Roseboom, for all you've done for Illiana.
And all you will do in years to come. Congratulations, Mr. Roseboom. The 2020 Spire is dedicated to you.